Question for you, babe. If it ain't love, why does it feel so good? Why does it feel so good?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Clash Royale episode. So, we're participating in the Retro Challenge. Now, the Retro Challenge brings back so many fond memories of which I have none of. The times where there were no Royal Giants, no Elite Bobs, no Furnace, no Graveyards. Ah, what a time to be alive, right? So, as we kick off this match here, I'm just fireballing and zapping this guy's wizard here. So my opponent is the Amazing Waffle. Now, look at this match here and just try to tell me what is so amazing about this Waffle. I really can't tell. So, I'm running the Inferno Tower with the Hog. Yeah, it's like a slightly controlled deck, since I can't use the miner unfortunately. No miners existed in this time. Please help me, folks. One like equals one prayer. No miners. We need miners. Yeah. There were no miners back then. Oh my god, no legendaries. I love my share of legendaries, but I can do without them at times, like in this challenge. That's why I entered, because I really wanted to see what it was like before legendaries, because as I joined the game, there was already the Princess and Ice Wizard in-game, so I was spoiled in a sense. I was just fixated upon getting these cards, like a lot of people really. But it didn't really come for a long while anyhow, so I managed without. And now I just send in this Hog Rider constantly. I just love using the Hog Rider honestly, but I don't use him in ladder play. I use him for challenges and tournaments, I guess sometimes if I really have to enter. But not for ladder. I can't commit the Hog Rider anymore on ladder because, I don't know. I just find that the last time I used Hog Rider in a ladder battle, he was just getting distracted by building so much. It was just really annoying, especially because the Royal Giant was just so much of a plague back then. I mean, it is now as well still for some people. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against you if you want to use the Royal Giant, but just be mindful of when you're using it not to BM too much. It can be really annoying because a lot of the players in the community who use Royal Giant actually do BM, but if you're one of the few people who can be mature enough to just give your opponent the well played and good game and stuff when they really deserve it, if they outplay you as well, that'd be nice, because we really don't need too much people making the community toxic anymore, right? So the Inferno Tower here in this deck just makes it rock so much better because I can deal with the tanks really easily and just pressure the lanes, and I fireball zap this. It's just beautiful. It's just like a really great explosion of fire and blood I want to put in there. And my opponent is just dropping the P.E.K.K.A to wreck. Hog doesn't even get one swing, but look at this. I drop the skeletons there, and the P.E.K.K.A actually gets distracted long enough for the wizard to tear it up a new one for it. So that P.E.K.K.A is pretty much done, and there's nothing he can do about it. I mean, I was still worried about the freeze, but the freeze was the least of my worries there, because the P.E.K.K.A was just so low on her HP. So I just chuck a ball in, and I actually catch the wizard too. He fails to get a shot, and the minions and the Valkyrie just clean up that tower. And that, folks, is just gonna be good game. So, well played, Amazing Waffle, and good luck to you in future endeavors. So we'll get right into the next battle in just a sec. Alright guys, so we're back for the second match here, and we're fighting Dane Mutter 1 or something like that. He's from the army of goats, right? So, goats, you just gotta love goats. So if you're like Capricorn or Sagittarius or anything, just comment down below what your horoscope is. And just notice here, I used the skeletons on defense against a goblin barrel. Now, I learned this recently. I didn't really think much of it before, but skeletons are actually a great counter to the goblin barrel. It will keep your opponent just guessing whether or not they really want to just spend the zap or not. So, as I send this Valkyrie and minions here, the minions were supposed to distract the Inferno Tower. They kinda do, but unfortunately the Valkyrie wanders up to it, and well, actually it gets it out of the way, which is actually really great. So my opponent is back up to his Hog here, and I'm just waiting for it to come. So I just send in the Inferno Tower. So now he knows I have an Inferno Tower as well. Yeah, zapping isn't gonna really help. You have to have something else in the way for an Inferno Tower to really counter the Hog Rider well, because an Inferno Tower, sorry, my bad there, can actually be like one level below a Hog and still kill it, even if they zap. You just gotta know what you're doing with it. If they have something in front of it, it might actually have a chance, but if it's just like a naked Hog alone, you're good to go. Yes, I said naked hog. So, the wizard here, well, yeah, the wizard is just again for splash, in case he has minions or anything. But I don't really need that. I was waiting for that hog, honestly. And I was trying to time it right so that the hog jumps in front of the Valkyrie. And the Inferno Tower just melted away, but I couldn't really do it on purpose this time. I've done it quite a lot recently in ladder play, but again, it wasn't on purpose. It just happened. So, you see like here right now, the Valkyrie just able to clean up the skeletons and tank the Inferno slightly. So the hog with like no help just gets a swing on the tower, and that's just value right there. So we're sitting pretty high, and now my opponent knows I'm just gonna keep countering the Goblin Barrel really cheaply here. So he just gets the spawn kill, both the minions and the skeletons. That really hurt, but it was well played by him. I have to give him credit for that. He did play well. But now he's just overcommitting here with these barbarians and the Valkyrie. So I get some fireball value. But my opponent doesn't give up at all. He actually just goes straight ahead into fireballing my tower again with the Goblin Barrel. I'm using the wizard again on defense. He's really great for these old challenges. I'm just trying to clean up that old tower there. So I zap the skeleton army, I get the tower down. But unfortunately, look at this folks, right? Just 7 seconds into the game, I fireball, and it doesn't matter anyway. He fireballs my tower as well. That tower just got roasted so hard, and we're into overtime now. So my opponent here is actually one of the clever people here, but I trick him actually. I drop the skeletons and minions there on the side, and he'd expect the hog to come in front, but nah. I just went for the tree crowns instead, just to surprise him. And that little trick there, it worked out so well. But he swarms my Inferno Tower with the barbarians, and he's ready to go with the Goblin Barrel again. But again guys, you just gotta be a little crafty when you're playing, because this little trick here, it just messed him up so bad. It's like you put down an ice golem, your opponent expects the Hog Rider to come in the next second right behind it. So they drop their building off to one side and you just send the hog the other lane. It's really all about planning your next move. I know I could have just defended that a little bit cheaper, but I just wanted to make sure the hog was dead. The barrel, it was annoying, the hog breaks through, but we're pretty much one fireball away from game, so I give him the good game, well played, and the fireball just wrecks at that tower. So yeah, I really hope that you guys are learning from these plays that I make. I try to give these little tips here and there, so just try to take note of them when you see me pull it off. Alright guys, so we're fighting. I'm really not gonna just try to pronounce his name and say it wrong and fail. Honestly, I don't want to go through that trouble anymore. But this guy is from Sorry Baby, and he's really gonna be sorry for bringing that rocket and a mirror. The mirror is not something I was expecting in this challenge. Like, I know it existed in the game beforehand, but I really didn't expect anyone to bring a rocket because it was just too much of a commitment for a spell. Now, I did expect something like lightning for some people, but again, it was just really shocking to know that someone was, I don't know, creative enough to try to bring that rocket into the game. So, I send in the Hog and Valk like you see before, where I said you just zap the Inferno Tower while something else is tanking for the Hog, so he will actually break through. And look at this here, he actually zaps the minions beforehand, so that they don't make it to the tower. If you're fighting someone with minion horde, you have to just zap them right at the bridge. There's a certain timing you can do it. If you time it late, 2 minions will get to the tower out of 6. If you time it early, 1 minion will make it to the tower. But if you time it just right, no minions make it to the tower, so that's just like a 2 for 5 trade, which really can help in the long run sometimes. So I fireball that there, and he sends the musketeer. So I know he was going to drop the hog, so I ready my Inferno, and he has no zap in rotation, so there's nothing he could do, even with the musketeer helping out. But again, the mirror, oh my god, the mirror was just really dirty there. I really wasn't expecting the mirror. The mirror hog was just beast. A level 8 hog in retro challenge. The old days, oh my god, I really wish I was part of the old days here, so I could relate to some of you with the old struggles, but again guys, I just wasn't around when these old versions of the game were around. So I send the hog there just to try to distract the archers and not take any shots. I also make him spend 5 elixir again just to defend it. Now the hog here, he drops it with the skeleton army to try to distract the inferno, but I zap, I get rid of everything, I even hold the hog into place for a little bit there, so there's not much he can really do. Now I know he has the rocket, so that's why I'm not dropping my wizard in the back, so I just cycle quickly to my hog with the skeletons and the minions, and he drops another inferno tower there. I could have gotten his archers honestly if I had just held that fireball a little bit back, but I was just focused on getting rid of the inferno tower. So he sends in the hog again, I ready my inferno, and it targets the archer. I'm not sure why, but the inferno tower was like, let's just roast that archer in particular. And we're just really low on HP, but thanks to him spending so much elixir on the rocket, he just couldn't defend this push here, and the minions with their slight range damage, they chip the tower just enough so that we can fireball the musketeer and the tower, and that's just good game, guys. So I hope you all enjoyed that fight, because we got like 2 more fights and then we'll get straight into the chest openings. So we'll be right back. Okay folks, so we're into the 4th match here and we're fighting Antione 2. There was a little bit of lag in this match here and they covered up something I really wanted to show you. I spawn killed something really hard here, like got so much value for a fireball and sadly the camera just messed up. Yeah, the recorder, I'm having lots of problems with the editing right now because of lag in the videos. So the wizard here, we're both running wizard and he drops a P.E.K.K.A. So a P.E.K.K.A. at the bridge, I'm a little bit frantic, but I know I have the tombstone there and I zap the wizard, and as I threw the fireball, he actually drops a bomber right into it. So that was a spawn kill I was telling you about. Also he wasted that zap there, so he's not gonna sit well with that. So the wizard and the skeletons just quickly take out his tombstone and the hog just gets straight to work on that tower. So he's just got minions coming in. I just defend with spear goblins. Now he has the rage. Now folks, the rage might be underused. It mightn't be that great for some decks or most decks overall, but let me tell you this, if your opponent has a rage and they haven't revealed it, it can get pretty scary at the end of a match because the rage is like a sleeper card. It's like the freeze in a sense, but where the freeze is concerned, your opponent can't move at all. Like the troops that were deployed before, they can't do squat. But with the rage now, their troops will just attack so much faster. So if you don't have something like arrows for minion horde, or I don't know, wizard, Valkyrie or something for skeleton army, or zapping rotation, it's not gonna be so good for you guys. So I dropped the mini P.E.K.K.A. in the back here to kill his bomber, and the big P.E.K.K.A. just wrecks it. Yeah, the big P.E.K.K.A. kills the mini P.E.K.K.A. No love between siblings. And again, look, the rage. See what I was telling you guys? That single rage there, because I didn't know he had it, and I was broke on elixir. He brought my tower down, straight down to 80. At least I think it is. No, it's actually 86. Yeah. So, the rage, again, it's a sleeper card. Don't underestimate it if your opponent has revealed it before. You just gotta play really careful and make sure that you don't give them any room for just making a comeback with the rage. So, I zap the wizard here. Look at this again. This is gonna be fireball value. I fireball everything here. I fireball the minions, the wizard, the bomber, and I kill the tombstone. I'm not sure why he dropped the tombstone at the bridge. He probably, I don't know, he misclicked or something. Let's just go with that. So, I send in the spear goblins behind the Valkyrie here, and I just chuck the hog up front just to try to mess with him. And look at this. The Valkyrie with like no HP and the spear goblin just managed to take out that bomber there. I'm really not sure how the Valkyrie survived all that, but the bomber, he's a good card as well. He's just really fragile, but his bombs, they really hurt. So never underestimate a bomber as well, guys. Okay guys, so we're up for this last match here, and believe it or not, this was actually the first match I did. Yeah, this was the first match I did on the 3rd account just to test out the deck and see how it could work. I was actually using the tombstone back then. The tombstone worked out pretty well because it's just a cheap card, and things like the prince, the mini P.E.K.K.A., P.E.K.K.A., they don't stand much of a chance against it. Now, I know I shouldn't zap these goblins, so I save my zap, because unfortunately with the retro challenge, they don't bring back the old mechanics of the cards, so things like the goblins, they just survive the zap, and yeah, it's just a waste, honestly. Unless you're getting that last swing with a Hog Rider, and it manages to kill the tower or something, it's not worth. Yeah, so he's surprising me with the balloon here. Now, this is why I brought the wizard here and the spear goblins. The spear goblins were really fun for the chip damage and cycle factor. And the mini P.E.K.K.A is just gonna run straight to his tower. He zaps, I zap, and I get that little extra swing. So the wizard just goes to work on his tower, and the spear goblins try their best to clean up. I wanted to use the fireball, but like nah, the Hog Rider was a better call there because I could just pull everything back. If you have the chance to pull things away with the Hog Rider, go for it. But depending on the situation, it might not be so worth. And he's also running the Elixir Collector, so his deck is really heavy. But I just chug a fireball straight at it. I mean, it's not the best course of action, because he could just use his Wizard and Witch freely. But I have the Valkyrie for that, so not much worries there. So he sets up a balloon. If he had the freeze, he could have done that better, but he didn't have the freeze like I talked about in some other time at least. I recorded something before this, but I just didn't upload it yet. But the wizard, it just goes straight to his tower. I wanted to drop off badly in the middle, just to try to get the little damage done and be a little annoying, but I decided to hold back and see how he pushes. Honestly, I shouldn't do that all the time, but I was just trying to play really careful because I wanted to make sure that I won this challenge, which I did. I didn't win it on the second account though, but I won it on my third account here. But I really didn't want to enter again on the second account because I was playing like all morning, and as I was playing, the internet was just lagging so much. But yeah, the lag with my internet after a certain hour in the morning is just really darn annoying, so I really couldn't do anything about it. So I just entered enough to get the magical chest at least on that account. Now, my opponent here drops a golem. A golem is like a wall, guys. It's just gonna block almost anything that targets troops. So if you run golem and your opponent just decides to try to push really hard, just drop a golem. It's gonna block everything. So I just panic and just drop that tombstone to make sure he doesn't take the tower, and that's just gonna be a good game. So I hope you all enjoyed these battles today, and we'll just get right into the chest openings in just a sec. Be right back, guys. Okay, so we got the first win here, and the first milestone reward is just some chest, which was really welcomed. And then the next one, it's actually a silver chest, which is nice. Silver, then a gold. You just get like one more win. No, it's two more. Yeah, you get 2 more wins for 5, and you get a magical chest. Now, I wanted to cover my magical chest opening really well, but the recorder, it was just giving so much trouble. My phone battery was low, and the internet was lagging. There was so many things going wrong while I was opening that chest that the audio just got looped. I don't know, it just went out of sync with the video. But the good news is, we did manage to pull something really special. We got 4 witches, and then right after the witch there's 1 more card. So if you can guess what it is right now, go ahead and leave your guess down in the comments below. But the prize of the day is the bandit. Yeah, I finally get to unlock the bandit. So I was really happy about that. So let's just get this crown chest on my third account opened up. I was just really hoping for something good. And we're gonna do the 6th tier chest opening on this account here. So on all my entries really, I lost twice. For this account, the first loss was because the musketeer couldn't cover splash troop. Well, I don't know, splash coverage, I guess. So yeah, I lost that there, and the second one was just because of lag. But on my main account, I just got outplayed, honestly. I got paired with some people over 5k. It was rough, but I managed to pull through with just 1 loss here. So as we open up this chest, I really like to thank you all for stopping by again. It means a lot that you all still support these videos, and I hope that you all will just keep supporting me in the future. So thanks for stopping by again, everyone. It's been great having you all over, and I hope that I'll catch you all in the next episode. Peace out, guys.